This video is to introduce conversation analysis. Before introducing basic concepts of conversation analysis, I'd like to ask a question. Imagine you are a staff member in an emergency psychiatric hospital, and the most important job is getting the caller's name. What are you going to do to elicit the caller's name after taking the call? Would you ask someone's name directly by "What is your name?" from which the caller might reply "Why?" instead of giving his name. Harvey Sachs, one of the key figures in the development of conversation analysis, introduces a way of getting the caller's name from analyzing recorded data of conversation. That is, "This is Mr. Smith. May I help you?" So, providing the call taker's name first can get the other to provide his name. In this case, there are two practices of speaking to ask for the other person's name. "What is your name?" or "This is Mr. Smith. May I help you?" Each question triggers different answers, and the latter one may successfully elicit the other person's name, providing a slot for a name instead of directly asking for name. Like this, conversation analysis examines the relation between practices of speaking and the actions in talk within sequences. Harvey Sachs explains that the purpose of conversation analysis is to get into a position to transform our view of what happened here to interaction being spewed out by machinery. The machinery being what we are trying to find, where in order to find it, we've got to get a whole bunch of its products. To understand this product machinery metaphor, it would be helpful to think of the clock as a product which consists of such machinery as many cogwheels and other components to work the clock. Likewise, conversation consists of organizations such as overall structure organization, turn-taking, sequence, preference, and repair organization. Because this is an introductory video, I'd like to give one short conversation and briefly show how this conversation can be examined on the basis of the organizations. This is a conversation between Anne and her husband Jeff after entertaining two old friends and their child and sending them off. In terms of overall structural organization, this conversation can take place when people want to initiate a discussion about how the gathering went after the guests had left. This utterance assesses their gathering and marks its completion with the past tense "was" in line 1. Secondly, turn-taking organization helps us see that "there was fun" in line 1 can be a possibly complete turn, unlike "that" or "that was." So, the phrase "that was fun" can be considered as both a possible completion and the actual completion of Anne's turn at first sight. However, Anne's addition of "ish" in line 4 retrospectively shows that "there was fun" in line 1 is not an actual completion but a possible completion, which still can be a transition relevance place where next speaker is expected to take a turn. This conversation can be also examined with sequence and preference organizations. As a response to Anne's assessment, Jeff could have said, "Yeah, it was fun." However, instead of agreeing Anne's opinion, there is a delay in line 2 and Jeff is withholding his agreement. Normally, other than agreement can be interpreted as disagreement, which can be considered dispreference. When it comes to the organization of repair, there is a preference for the error to be fixed by the speaker of the trouble if there is one. This repair organization explains why Jeff's delay in this conversation triggers Anne to repair her original assessment, adding H in line 4, which is to avoid disagreement. As seen in this short recorded and transcribed conversation, the structure and organization of human interaction were briefly overviewed. I hope this video can give a broad perspective of the conversation analysis. Thank you for watching this video.